I know since you specifically help people with overcoming narcissistic abuse, where do you see depression and loneliness show up for people when they're in this recovery process from a narcissistic relationship? Like, I'm imagining it could show up in many different ways, but what are your thoughts there?
I think it's really hard to identify. I spent over 3 decades of my life not identifying this myself, that it had actually originated in childhood. For me, that awareness was born when I went to Peru with my brother. We drank ayahuasca, which is a psychedelic medicine. And the second night into it, I was in this world that I was trapped in. And if I explained to you what it looked like superficially, it would just sound like nothing, but to explain the feeling that I had, which loneliness, I now understand it's like this gnawing restlessness. That is the closest I can find. And it's always in the background. And so I realized in that moment, after my brother started talking to me and I was able to finally articulate what was wrong, I saw it like as if it was written on the wall, and it said like decades of devastating loneliness. And I realized that was the feeling that was always there in the background all my life. I just didn't understand what this gnawing restlessness was. And instead of going into it and being present with it and exploring that and finding the core of that and where it's all coming from, I would do escape mechanisms, which is what pretty much everybody does. As soon as that feeling creeps up, which we often can't articulate or even recognize, oh, that's the loneliness, right? Because again, our minds can trick us. We're usually surrounded by people. So loneliness doesn't even occur to us that that's a possibility. But I realized that I was just stuffing that feeling down all my life. So I think people can realize that at any point along the journey, maybe they're directly in the relationship and they suddenly realize how isolated they are, whether physically and or psychologically from other people. And again, when they try to explain it to other people, especially when the abuse is very covert, they're going to recognize how alone they feel because no one else sees it and gets it. And then also maybe after the person leaves the abusive relationship or situations, that loneliness will come up again. And so the tendency is to rush to some kind of escape mechanism, to stop that feeling. So it's so important that we recognize we're doing that process.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your personal experience of that and like how you came to get a better understanding of loneliness for yourself and how that makes sense to you.
AVAIYA has changed my life.
AVAIYA has made me the woman I am today.
AVAIYA is my home.
AVAIYA is personal freedom.
AVAIYA is the reason my life continuously improves.
Let everyone in your life know about AVAIYA.
Everyone needs to know about this amazing company.
Thank you, AVAIYA, for appearing in my inbox.
What ALLEN and Ande Anderson have created at AVAIYA is what the world needs.